It's extremely easy to implement. It takes virtually no effort on the part of the franchisee to implement the product. I personally expect to get at least 0.5% of improvement in our prime costs with Expo, and I think that's a very conservative view. For us, it was real simple. If I can improve my PLV by a little over 0.1% in sales, I've broken even on what I spent on Expo. I absolutely believe that we can do that. After we had piloted the system for just a couple of weeks, we realized that, yeah, this was something that would definitely help us improve the PLV. I personally expect to get at least 0.5% of improvement in our prime costs with Expo, and I think that's a very conservative view, and that includes opportunities with the PLV, opportunities with labor, and opportunities with delivery and better understanding that and so forth. What I'm focusing on is PLV right now because that's where my immediate return is going to come from. It's an extremely low break even, and that's what made me comfortable in the first place. Even if a lot goes wrong, I know I'm going to break even on this product, and because of where we're at right now, I know we're going to break even and make some money on the product. It's extremely easy to implement. It takes virtually no effort on the part of the franchisee to implement the product. And it's very intuitive in terms of the restaurant, from a restaurant manager standpoint and from a district manager standpoint. It's not like RTI. It's not like a lot of the other stuff that we use in the Burger King system. It's pretty easy to use. So, it's certainly worth going down the path of piloting the Expo software. I would absolutely recommend anyone to pilot it because the efforts to pilot the software are very minimal. Very minimal. The nice thing with Expo is it does provide a much more effective and efficient way of looking at the information, and it provides a better channel of communication with the restaurant manager because we're looking at the same thing. The restaurant in the morning opens their store performance page. They're seeing the exact same thing that the district manager is going to see when they look at that restaurant store performance page. And there's going to be certain things that stick out. The restaurant manager is going to note those also. Our long-term goal is obviously to get the restaurant manager to be proactive in the way that they address that. So when the DM does call them that day, they've got everything, they've got the answers and so forth. And that's really what we want to do. One of the big comments is that it's easy to maneuver around and you don't have to continue to pull reports out of RTI and cross-referencing and so forth. Expo is able to put the data or take the data and put it in a format that both restaurant managers and the district managers can talk about and take action on. I can look at Expo and the information is there. It's there for all of the restaurants. And if I want to drill down and see what a particular issue is, I can quickly get there with Expo rather than having to log into the restaurant manager's RTI and pull out a report to get the details. With Expo, that information is there. And we're able to drill down to it. We're able to see what this inventory variance was. We're able to see, what we purchased and when we purchased it over time and so forth. These are tools that don't exist in RTI, and they really help us to investigate things, to understand what went on so it doesn't happen again. And it saves a lot of time. The problem that we have now, or that we had before Expo, is people just didn't do those things that took a lot of time. And we all understand why. they have a million things to do. Both restaurant managers and district managers, they'll never run out of stuff to do. And they've got several top priorities. And when they're faced with what they know is going to be time consuming to drill down or to work on a problem, oftentimes they say, well, go fix it, restaurant manager, and there's never any follow-up in anything. But with Expo, we can see it, we can drill down, the district manager can be on the phone with the restaurant manager, they can both drill down at the same time and look at the same data. It's much more effective from that perspective. Holding people accountable for results is always a challenge. And the first thing that you need when you hold people accountable for results is a good source of the key metrics that you're holding them accountable for, and the ability to view those key metrics almost on a real-time basis and to rank those. And that's the way accountability is achieved. Restaurant rankings, district manager rankings go a long ways with achieving that. And really what Expo does is it really helps us better hold people accountable for the numbers that they're supposed to run. There are key metrics that we look at every day on the store performance sheet, and they're accountable for those. And we're looking at the same numbers, so they're getting the exact same numbers. We're not having to wonder if it's this number on one RTI report or if it's this number on another RTI report. We're all looking at the same thing, and they're all accountable for that very same thing. So this is gonna improve our ability to hold people accountable for delivering, what they should be delivering, from a performance standpoint with respect to PLV, labor control, so forth. So we obviously are a big user of the loss control aspect of Expo. That was one of the very first things we focused on. That, and then the inventory aspect. And one of the first things we're learning is that we don't do things in all of our restaurants the same way. And we're really utilizing Expo to help us improve our compliance with the way things should be done. With the way Expo details the information and so forth, we can quickly see who's not doing what they should be doing in the restaurants. Same thing for inventory variances and so forth. It was pretty much a slam dunk for us because we knew we could get that much out of PLV. And we have an unfavorable variance to the national PLV when you look at the RSI data, and we've been unable to move that until we started to use Expo, and we've now started to move that variance, shrink that variance. It made a lot of sense after we demoed it, so we were ready to move forward with the entire product. And we're just now starting to understand some of the other benefits that we're going to get as we move into Expo. There's a lot of information that we can use from the labor side of the equation, and it'll be much easier to report on the labor metrics and compare the labor metrics across stores and with rankings and so forth. Expo will enable that process, and we don't have that ability right now. Well, we do, but it takes a long time. I'd rather just do a couple of clicks and see how my restaurants rank on the key metrics with respect to labor. We haven't, we're just starting that. That's also going to yield, in my opinion, a couple of tenths of percent of savings, and ultimately it'll help us better utilize the labor that we do have in the restaurant. So I really do feel that that Expo is going to provide a good platform to help better, to more effectively manage a Burger King restaurant and save time. Technology has ended up not saving time for us. It's ended up costing us more time because of all the issues we've had with it over the years and so forth. This is truly a time saver.